Okay, we were called out to two-vehicle accident on Interstate 80. This was New Year's Eve day. It was kind of rainy and crappy out. And the problem was is the poor firemen were out there for about 45 minutes or at least 35 minutes before they called me. Everybody thought somebody else called me, and here nobody had called for us. So we had to hustle out there and try to get out there fairly quick for just because of the time frame. But the nice thing to being New Year's Eve day is you'll notice there's more cars than trucks. And on a normal weekday there is way more truck traffic, and so that made it to where my backside didn't bother me too much, because as you can see in the background I had firemen watching my back, and they were doing a really good job at it, poking their finger out there for people to move over, and so I wasn't too worried about my backside. Especially I knew truck traffic was low, so that makes you a little more comfortable at what you're doing. And the other trick is loading it while there is one lane to use. You have to keep one lane open the whole time. So the other trick is getting the car up on the flatbed without blocking the other lane. So that's we've learned how to load them dang near sideways. As you can see, we pull it up on here and tried a few tricks. The guy running the winch cable is my #1 grandson that helps me. He's also in the fire company. But if he's out there, he's allowed to help me load the cars. So that works out pretty good. And it works out better if you get, I was trying to decide there, it works out better if you get both wheels on the bed. If you get both wheels up in the bed, then you can pull this trick off pretty good. The hard part was to it, you need to swing out. I needed to swing out in the other lane, and I looked back and saw there wasn't much coming, so I was trying to hurry up and get swung out into the next lane and get that thing straightened up. As you can see, traffic caught up to me, so I couldn't get out there like I really wanted to. So, and that, it kind of looks worse than it is. I'm only out in that lane about a foot and a half, probably. There you see the car straightening up and coming around for us. Which foot and a half still too far out in that lane, so I like to hurry up and get things loaded and get the heck out of that lane, as you'll see here. At this point, if you look up in the background, you can see a big truck coming there, but the firemen are really intent on watching my back for me, which is really nice. The biggest thing in that road out there is watching your backside. And I mean, if anything happens, you probably wouldn't know it anyway, but it's just really good to know somebody can holler at you if something's going awry and maybe have a chance of running. But
back up, don't let me hit anybody.
you can see here I'm trying to get backed off the road, get it back over those white lines so that if anything would hit us, we'd at least be in our lane of traffic that was shut down. Then we finish hooking up. And now they had put for some reason, the door, when they opened the door up, it jammed. It was a sliding door. We couldn't get it to shut. So the firemen had put a tarp over because they had young children that had teddy bears and stuffed animals in the car. And so we took and strapped that tarp on there so that nothing would get wet for the kids. Now here's Chris pulling in. You see me motioning for him to go down to the next car there. And this car, the first car that I got had wiped out, and this car got caught up in it in the aftermath of it all. It was just one of them deals they couldn't keep from hitting it, and kind of wrecked in front of them. It pushed their wheel back. We originally thought the car was going to be drivable, but it ended up that the wheel was too far back, and it was just sad for everybody because they were just trying to get the family, and just didn't work out for either family hardly at all. They had to make other arrangements to get the family to come in because the New Year's Eve day they couldn't get any rental cars or anything like that. So the van I had, the kids had their family, I think, drove up 8 hours for them.
Hello.
To put them in a motel, and I believe these people went to a motel.
What's that? No, I'm Chris.
Oh, Frick.
They were from North Dakota.
No.
And that poor guy had to come back and get his car because his car was fixable. And none of the insurance companies would pay to tow it out there. And he wanted a garage out from where he was from to fix the car in case he had any issues with it. So he had to bring a trailer back like 2 weeks later and pick up this car. He was really upset and really had some issues with the insurance companies. So just always a one thing or another, you know.
Depending on if there's anybody with that other car, we might be able to fit some of you in there. Where are you taking me? I don't know yet. Okay. You want to throw it in neutral? Neutral? Yep. What's that? Get it? Yep. Cool beans. I can just throw that because it probably goes to that car. Just I'll throw it on my truck. I can throw it on this truck. We're all going to the same place. Yep, we're all going to the same place.
Well, like I said, at least those two with
You know, I pulled up there, and the first thing you do is you always make up to the dog. You always got to make sure the dog likes you. You know the people like you because you're helping them. You got to make sure that dog likes you. And that dog ended up riding back with me anyway.
Got a flat tire.
So,
Flat tire. The front end's buggered up. They hit that one. If we have I don't know if we have a tire. It's an 18. What?
Let's do it. It's the same tire.
Okay.
I'm gonna go through town.
Why do we have a tarp?
if you didn't catch that, I was telling Chris we had to get down through town because of that tarp. I didn't want it flying off, and I figured we could go at a slower pace down through our town. We're just a couple miles at another exit. We're just about a mile from the exit to our town, and then my exit's on the other side of town. But it's like 2 miles of interstate. So we opted to go down through town, and so the tarp didn't blow off. watch here is we couldn't get the hood open. We always like to unhook the battery when they're smashed that bad. So my grandson rolls the bed back. Whoop, we popped the hood up a little bit and he's able to unhook the battery and call it a day. There we are. We're back ready for the next one.